Here we are with guard Grant Diskin to our left, head coach Lance Randall to the middle, and to our right forward Marty Jackson in a 82-66 defeat to Florida Tech. We'll start things off with Lance. Game, not exactly the ideal situation, but it does seem like there's some positives to take out of this contest.
I'll get back to you on those, but I think Florida Tech came out and they punched us, and we talked about that. Actually, Spence said something about that to our guys right before the game even started about getting punched in the mouth. Who's going to do the punching here? And they got us. I don't know, we were light, we weren't ready to play, but they got us in transition, which is a telltale sign that you're not ready to go. And we just had some bad one-on-one defense in that first half, and it's evident by the number of free throws they shot early on. I think that 18 in that first half, and then too many points at the rim, both in transition and second shots. They're a great offensive rebounding team. They're a very physical team. And we struggled to establish the block consistently in the first half. And then they got too many point blank shots and too many free throws. And then the second half we made a run and we had to cut down to 3, and we made back-to-back execution mistakes, 2 in the half court and 1 in transition, and they hit 3 straight threes, and it went from a 3-point game, and it ended up being 10 or 12 there, and I think it went to 10 at that stage, and we never really made a strong run again. That was about the 4-minute mark. So we have to be more physical. We have to have a mindset right away in that game where we set our standard on both sides of the ball, and we didn't. We got to be better all the way through, from our starters to our bench, from the tip.
Coach, it kind of goes into my next point, and you talked a little bit about that. Despite the shortcomings that were there, it seemed like as Florida Tech was trying to get to double-digit leads, we were finding ways to still cut back on the deficit, and we kept fighting back to where we were posting into single digits a little bit. What does that say about the fire of the team?
Well, this group they're very competitive, and I don't know why we were a little light early on. I don't know, but Florida Tech, it's just when you're playing this early in the year, you grow from everything you do. You grow to grab a little bit from every bit of preparation, and Florida Tech provided a very, like I said, a very physical presence on both sides of the ball. I mean, they kept us. They pushed and held and kept us off that block consistently. This guy was a monster. Grant and Cannon had stuff going for us offensively too as well. But outside of that, we really struggled. I mean, we have had some really good contributions from a lot of guys offensively. Jared got to the line, and did a good job. He facilitates so much for us, such a good passer, decision maker. But we really struggled to get ancillary baskets from our bench, and our bench did some good things defensively. I thought Jeremy came in, set a really good tone defensively there for us. But all in all, we have to be better, and certainly in our conference play. This is the top 1 or 2 conferences in the country. You have to be better.
Grant, tonight you went 50% from the field, both from the field and long range, but we also saw a little bit throughout the game, too, the tenacity on defense to get some of the turnovers. Was that sort of part of the game plan that was coming into this contest with the Panthers?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I just try to play as much as I can, as hard as I can every single time. Kind of be that force for my team. Like Coach said, we started off slow, and I just knew I needed to change something. But defensively, I have to be better personally, take account for myself, because I know that I lead by example on this team. So if I'm down and out, people are going to be down and out. So I just got to play a lot better on defense. But yeah, tenacity is always going to be there.
Marty, despite the settings, you still had a good game from the field, 10 for 18, including a 3-pointer. Just kind of go into a little bit more into, just your shooting game from tonight.
Like Coach said, the first half we were struggling to get the ball through. And even when I got the ball through, it was weak finishes, not playing through contact. And I feel like as a leader on the team that it goes through the whole team. If I'm playing bad, it's because I'm playing a lot. I play 33 minutes. I'm out there playing weak. It's just gonna flow through the team. So the second half we had some runs, like Coach said. We was up, we was good, and then a couple mistakes on defense, but we was there. I feel like at the end we just got to execute better on defense and offense.
Lance, a little bit of a short turnaround week. You guys got the Florida Southern Thanksgiving tournament against a couple of opponents. What needs to be adjusted between tonight and into Friday?
Well, I haven't looked at Parkside yet, and I haven't looked at Anderson, so I don't know exactly on what as far as game plan stuff with them. But for us, This time of year, you have to avoid, you're going to have some ups and downs. So the ups and downs can't be so extended. The downs can't be. I mean, you can't. We had a long stretch in that first half of downs. And then we had a key stretch in that second half where we were finally stringing stops together consistently, getting them off the line. And, we had a couple bad execution things on both sides of the ball at key times. Those are killers. When you're not playing your best game, you have to be really good at all the little things. And we just weren't. And so that's one thing we have to clean up. And we have to get, physically a little tougher. I mean, we have to be able to string together multiple stops. We have to be able to have a focus on the offensive game plan, stick with it, and be able to execute it against good teams, physical teams, whatever the case may be.